Okay, let's talk about this one. So this is Amphibia, episode 4B, Taking Charge. Again, a lot of you think it's one thing, but it turns out it's another. So, this episode this is an interesting episode because one we kind of go to a brand new location that was not entirely. It's a mountaintop, and for the most part, it looks pretty cool. I mean, I imagine when we get down to the rest of the series, especially from what I've seen, the intro alone shows a lot of interesting places that I imagine they're going to be visiting, and so I feel like this mountaintop is like that was just a throwaway. What are you talking about? So, but how we get there is. It all starts when Anne discovers that her favorite TV show, Suspicion Island, has its new season, and so so she wants to basically show the family the show, and this is her description of it: beautiful people who do dumb things while stuff explodes. Sounds like a Michael Bay feature. Yeah, I took a jab at Michael Bay. That's probably not going to go anywhere. Alright, so, pretty much, yeah, so, Anne shows them the show. Sprig and Polly at first are really into it. Hotpot doesn't seem to be into it, and so he's like, fine, I'll watch it with y'all, and it's just like, so he's like, I'll watch one episode, and then they have, like, they then cut to, the classic shot of them in the dark with the only light is coming from the phone, and they just, all their eyes are just red, and just, like, staring at the screen. It's just like, yep, you got that classic, but it's funny, it's kind of funny, so... it's like Hotpot versus Anne, kind of being like, Hotpot wants to kind of do an old thing, like read a story, or, what was it? I forget. But Anne wanted to, watch her show, and, it's understandable. So, they pretty much they don't finish up the season. I think they said they got halfway through, and so, being late at night, Anne's like, all right, let's hit the hay, and then Polly and Sprig like, no, we want to watch the rest of the season. We gotta figure out what happened to this character, all these characters. Yeah, that's called a mid-season break, boy. And we know some shows do that. I remember, I watched Gravity Falls and I saw every single episode when they aired. Like, so that's like in the second half of season 2, man. Those gaps in between episodes were just, especially because I was 14 and 15 years old. That's not something you want to be doing to a kid in high school, man. That's not what you want to be doing. So, all right, let's keep going. So. They wake up the next morning, and Anne finds out that her phone battery is dead, and so she kind of, being obviously with one's phone battery, that in this world, she can't really charge it up because electricity hasn't been invented yet, as she finds out, and she basically says, without her phone, everything's gone, like, her memories, her show, everything is gone. Yeah. If I lost my phone, I probably would say the same thing. Like, the camera I'm using to film this is my phone. I mean, if I had my phone, I wouldn't be able to do these. I mean, unless I went down to my school's tech center and rented out a camera or something, but I'm not taking that risk with the rents. Especially with the fact that a lot of people do like to rent cameras down in my college here. I mean, I don't blame him. If you get to rent a camera, right? Okay, let's completely off topic. So, obviously, they're trying to figure out who was the one who did it. None of them are confessing, and at first they kind of make it feel like there's this like weird monster that or creature that possibly did it, because they show a scene of like this shadowy figure coming in and this like seeing the phone and turning it on and then watching it, but we never get to see what it actually was. So they kind of leave that like, ooh, maybe it's a monster. And so, sorry, I had to move something. So, and basically explains that she needs electricity or something that goes zap and a zap. So that gets something in the Hop's head, like saying like, oh yeah, we can go find the Zapapede. Pretty much what it is. It's a centipede that is kind of electrical. So I'm like, I kind of was like, I was really getting to like, okay, this is getting more and more Legend of Zelda as these series goes on, because it's like, it just, when I heard Zapapede, I immediately thought of the electrical creatures from Breath of the Wild. Like, I hated those things. That's because it's like, if they got you, you're just stunned there, zap, like, yeah, those things were annoying. So they go, the Hotpot says the only place that these things are on this mountaintop, which is where they go. Funny, clever little detail about the centipede is one eye has a plus sign, the other eye has a negative sign. That's clever. And I wouldn't say it's a blink and you'll miss it, because like when you see the first one and then it's easy not to notice, but I feel like they give you enough time to see it and be like, oh, that's funny. But then like then all of a sudden they show like 100 of them, and it's like, okay, it's hard to kind of miss it. So yeah, that's pretty much what happens is when and Polly, Sprig, and Hotpot, they're on the mountain, and they're trying to get close to one of these centipedes. Zapapedes, I mean, and everyone's kind of getting suspicious with one another, because, you know, they don't know who to trust, and obviously the show kind of got to their head. It's like, that's exactly what this person said in this episode. No, that's it. Well, that's exactly what that's exactly what that person said in that episode before they died. We're getting too into this. So, obviously freaking, Hotpot, or, you know, the group is kind of going back at each other, but then they eventually fall down the mountain, and, they then land, and at first it seems like, okay, well, they blew their chance, but then, like I said, there's 100 more Zapapedes at the bottom of the mountain, and they're kind of on this cliff, and they're like, okay, and they're like, but then they get into a brawl, but then, and Sprig and Polly get into a brawl over the whole thing, but then Hotpot then reveals this, again, kind of like with the last episode where Hotpot had that breakdown about the pet tarantula. This episode, he confesses that he was the one who drained the battery. And again, it's one of those moments where it kind of catches you off guard, because especially with these early episodes, because you don't fully know these characters yet. You feel like you kind of get their main gist just by how they act, how they talk, what they're like through these first couple episodes, but then it's an episode like this where it's like reveals something like this. And so Hotpot basically confesses that he was the one who got up in the middle of the night and binge watched the rest of the season, but he didn't realize that the phone battery was a thing, and so it died, and he obviously feels bad about it, so he basically sacrifices himself to fix it. Like, he jumps down to the Zapapede pit, basically that's what it is, and gets himself fried with the phone, and they then but obviously the kids, they save him, but I love it when they like reach down and grab him. It's like, yes. Oh wait, and because it's like he's getting zapped by Zapapedes. So like, all of a sudden they all get zapped by Zapapedes, and then all of a sudden there's this explosion. It just sends them skyrocketing across the mountain, and they land back and safely, and then this was, I don't know whether to say it was funny or just like, oh, come on. Like, Hotpot looks at Ant's phone and it says That would be amazing if that was a thing, but we all know what the freaking heck. So, I mean, that's what at least me, I was like, oh, come on, 10,000% charged, come on. I mean, it would have been funny, actually, this would have been, I don't know if this would have been terrible or genius if Anne was like, how's my phone charge? And then Hotpot was like, well, it's over 9,000. I'm sorry if that is a bad joke or not. I mean, it was there. I mean, it's at 10,000%, so they wouldn't be lying if they said it was over 9,000. I mean, I don't know if a Dragon Ball Z, I don't know if a Dragon Ball joke would have made that. You never know, so. Alright, well, then they kind of, so they ended with, Hotpot being like, well, I mean, you know, Anne forgives Hotpot, but then Hotpot's like, all right, now let's get back and watch the rest of the season. If I can't talk to anyone about this show, I'm really gonna. And then I love how they ended with like in the episode where they, oh come on, dude, spoilers. Come on. It's like when you watch trailers to a freaking thing that kind of show the gist of the movie, that's technically your spoiler right there. Or you get movies like Avengers Endgame where the trailer was very, very subtle with what the heck was actually going down. So, yeah. So, in terms of this episode, I like this episode. If I had to rank all the episodes so far, and this is number 8, I think this would be in the middle. It's hard to say right now because each one of these episodes has a good moment. They have their moments. They have their kind of touching moments. Like this one, obviously, with the family working together and they get into the situation. And like, I like how this one wasn't Anne's fault, technically. Like, the one with the pizza, you know, like that one, obviously, that one was Anne kind of got him into a mess. But this one, it was Hotpot unintentionally getting him into a mess. And so it was just the fact that it was the show that was getting to their heads, and they kind of had to come together at the end and fix the problem. And so, like, I like that. But overall, yeah, so overall, it's an interesting fact. Interesting episode, so yeah. Alright, well, that's pretty much all I got for this one, so hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll see you in the next video. Zappapine!